Morning, Mr. Lehman.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good.
We're getting started. Obvious here as well.
Hi.
I think we got
My
two.
dog. I got my dog here, Pepper.
Yeah, it's been kind of a Zoom theme as the dogs have all been sitting around.
Exactly.
When I do these from home, my little Yorkie poo comes running in barking sometimes.
Yeah. And my boys are pumped too to start up tomorrow night.
Good deal. I'll tell the trainer, I think who's on, I think Jacob, I think is their trainer. He's a strength coach, so tell him to whoop their butt.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, we'll go ahead and get started here. If somebody jumps in, they jump in. It's 7 a.m. on the nose, according to my clock. And we're going to go down to the floor. We're going to do a warm up. So I'm going to start out on the floor. Take your hand underneath your knee, and we're going to draw big capital letters. We're just going to go the A through F in the alphabet. Go with letters A through F with your ankles. Make sure that your shin just really is the only thing that's your shin's locked down. It's not moving. That's Larson coming in. Big capital letters. Once you guys get done with that, we're gonna move to up, arms to the side, pushing up with our glute, fire our glute, and down. We're gonna do 15 bridges just to want to wake up those glutes. Morning, Betsy.
Morning.
$15 of those. Here comes Vicky. So everybody's
Hello.
Morning, Vicky.
Morning. I couldn't find the link. I had to scroll through all the Facebook posts. I was like, come on.
Yeah,
I should have been a little more on the ball.
it's all right. We got a couple newbies here today, so they get a little early start. A couple warm-ups in. All right, once you guys get done with your bridges, knees together, arms down to the side. We're gonna roll side to side. Keep your shoulder blades flat. Just loosen up the spine. Wake that spine up. Wake that lower back up. Scott and Andrew, don't hit each other.
Our dog doesn't know what's going on. We haven't worked out in so long.
Wants to work out too. All right, we're gonna go up to kneeling from there, and we want to just pull forward. So I'm gonna change my angle so you guys can see me. We're gonna pull forward, stretch this hip flexor, 10 seconds. Come back, come forward, stretch that hip flexor, 10 seconds, come back. Let's do 3 10-second holds. Just lunging forward, you want to feel that hip flexor, the front of the hip stretch, and feel your glute contract on the back. Just loosen up those hips. Your dog knocked the phone over, Scott?
Yeah, he went too close.
Springer.
Yeah. We got him in December, so he's just turned 3. He's still kind of a little pup.
Oh, yeah.
And once you've completed that, we'll go to standing. And then we're going to just rock the hips sideways, reach up, reach up, reach up. Make sure I lead with my hips. I want to stretch down the side. Keep your stance fairly narrow. So you really feel it stretching up the side of the hips and the torso. Thumb should be pointed behind you, 10 each side. Move those hips a little more, Scott. Push the hips. You're kind of almost like on a hip check. Drive the hip lateral. And the side. And then we'll do a little bit of shoulder warm up. So we're going to take your arms like this, roll back, keeping them at an L, roll forward, roll back, roll forward. Moving that shoulder joint. Do 10 of those. And then finally, we're going to go palms down, palms up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, hold for 2 seconds. Let's open up that chest, fire up that upper back. All right, so we got a little different format today. It's called a chipper workout. So what we're going to do with the chipper workout is we're going to work on one exercise and we're going to work till we get the reps done. So a lot of these exercises are going to be 50 reps. You're not going to do 50 reps in a row, but you're going to keep going until you get fatigued or until you feel like your form's faltering or you're feeling it in the wrong muscle groups. So we're going to keep going. We're going to start off with squats. We're going to have 2 versions of squats you can do. But when you get the squats, you might get to 20 reps. You might start to feel like your back or knees start to hurt, or you feel like you're not going as deep. Stop, shake it out. Then you might knock out another 15 reps. And then you're at 35. And then you might rest a little bit, about 10 to 15 seconds, quick rest, and then knock out the last 15. Then you're at 50. Then we'll move to the next exercise. So we're going to chip away at those reps with each exercise. Then we're going to move to the next exercise. So it's kind of nice because you can kind of
go at your own pace here and get to that repetition rate. So we're going to start right out with the legs with squats. And if you don't have, you can do either, whichever one you can do, just air squats like this with your arms driving forward. Or if you want to take a kettlebell or a dumbbell and do a goblet squat, this is also an option too. Just make sure you get down here, put your elbows in your thighs. If you feel like you got knee issues, I always encourage people to put something behind them, something low enough so I can sit back and touch this. I got a plyo box here, but a chair works good. Something that you can get about parallel. Drive through your big toe, pinky toe and heel. And we're gonna go 50. So 50 squats, either version, you're gonna go in chunks. So it should take you about 2 to 3 chunks usually to get to that 50. Go ahead and get started, whichever version you want to do. I'm going to watch form here. And you got to count now too, so now you got to use your brain a little more, but that's good. Vicky, just push your knees out a little more at the bottom. They look like they're coming in a little bit, and I know you have knee issues, so they'll track better. We want to try to get those thighs parallel because that really activates the glutes and the inner thighs more too. So we get a little better muscle activation. So and then the breathing timing is inhale down, exhale as you come up. And you should feel a good mix of hips and quads on the front of the leg. So it's not all quad. One thing you can do is if you're feeling too much quad is try pulling your shoes off. It'll get you back on your heels a little bit more, and that'll help you activate your glutes. That's, you've probably done this workout before with me.
Yeah, super call it different things though.
Yeah, it's got aliases, so nobody remembers. It's kind of like a criminal. Tough. Different style than just doing like 3 sets of 10. Everybody's heart rate should be getting up there. Get a little lower there, Lehman. Come on, Maverick Pride here. Let's go. Mankato State, Minnesota State, Mankato Pride.
Andre,
we don't squat shallow at MSU. All right, so once you get done with your squats, just some people are getting done, so I want to lead you into the next thing. So you've got, the next thing will be push-ups, but don't want you to just start knocking them off. I want you to be cognizant of your form. So you're going to get into a plank. You can do them on or off the knees, but make sure my legs, I'm not just letting my legs sag. As I come down, I'm going to retract and pinch my shoulder blades together, and I'm going to push up through my whole hand, use my fingers, my heel. That's kind of like your foot with the squat. Your elbows should be a little below your shoulders when you get to the bottom. That'll protect your shoulder joint. Now you can do on or off your knees. If you do your knees, just make sure you're like a rocking horse. Your legs are gonna move forward. A lot of people will do this and then leave their legs down. Rock your whole body forward so your hips always stay in line with your torso. Now with this one, we go to 50, just a little caveat is don't let yourself go to complete failure. When you feel like you're 2 or 3 reps shy of failure, stop, because once your push muscles give out, it's a long road to the 50. So kind of be a little bit more conservative here. When you start to feel fatigue, give yourself about 2 to 3 reps in the bank before you go before you rest. Don't go to absolute failure, because you'll get to like 20 and you'll be if 20 is like your max, what'll happen is you'll be like getting 2 or 3 at a time because you'll be so fatigued out. That's just one of those things with push-ups. So go ahead and chunk them out, but just be leery of hitting complete failure. Sometimes people want to want to get them done quick, and they do that, and they end up taking more time. Make sure we're still bracing the abs too, kind of tighten your abs as you come forward too, so you're not arching your back. So this is really an upper body, chest, shoulders, and triceps, but it's also core stability. It's also upper back if you pinch your shoulder blades, so it's getting a lot of muscles in one movement. That's, you probably remember the push-ups for charity we used to do.
Yes.
That was the secret to getting a lot of push-ups, was not to hit failure. You would do quick rest with not hitting failure, and your number would get up there.
I used to be able to do a lot more, I can tell you that.
I think 90-degree elbows is kind of like parallel on the squats. That's our goal for our range of motion. Scott, I thought you'd do these one-handed.
I know.
50 aside, man, come on. There's another dog. Dogs don't want to be part of this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sometimes with push-ups, it's more like 4 or 5 chunks. Legs have a little more reserve than the push muscles. Make sure you come all the way up there, Scott. Get your full extension of your elbows. You want to straighten your elbows all the way out. That fires up your tricep. Fun stuff. And now if you get done with that one, your next one is going to be a glute exercise. So we're going to go kind of target more of the hamstring and butt. We're going to go here, extend, and we're going to do is we're going to press up, hold for 2, come down and tap, press up, hold for 2, come down and tap. We're going to go 25 on each side. So you might get to like 10 or 15 on one side and feel like you're starting to fatigue. Go back to the other side and match your reps. So we're going to go one side at a time, and you're going to go 25 each side. Is what you got to shoot for. Make sure on this one too, you get full extension so you feel this glute fire. This is nice and flat. Don't stop here. You want to get all the way to the top, drive through your heel, big toe, pinky toe, and pause at the top so you really feel that glute contract. If your hamstring cramps, which it might do, you just need to move your lower leg in closer to your butt. So you want to feel that glute. Full extension of that hip. Everybody feeling the butt?
Yep.
Buns of steel. Remember that old, like, wasn't it like a videotape?
Yep.
Last night our family was watching old jazzercise videos from the 80s. Oh gosh. You want a good sense of humor. It's I know a lot of stuff in the 80s is kind of coming back, but that's one thing that doesn't need to come back. And remember, our glutes are our shock absorbers for our knees and our low back. So pretty important to keep them active and strong. right, once you've completed that, I'll start moving into the next thing. So you got two options here. You have kind of a medium to maybe heavier tubing that'll work. You want to tie it off on something sturdy. Move this back a little bit. So tie it off on something here. I want a little bit of a forward lean chest out. We're going to just do our rows. So coming out, pulling your elbows tight, squeezing. Now, if you don't have tubing or anything to tie it off to, your other option is take some decent weight dumbbells. If you have like 15 to 25 pound dumbbells, and we're just going to do rows, but we're going to alternate like this. In either case, we got to go 50 rows, whichever version you can do. If you can do dumbbells alternating for 50, or tubing straight at the same time. You can't really alternate tubing. You want your elbow to come in tight to your hip. You want to feel your upper back. You want to initiate by pulling your shoulders back, elbows low and tight. And go a little more reciprocal there, Scott, just like two pistons. One goes up, one goes down.
Okay.
So when you're doing the alternating, one's up, one's down. Have them moving in opposite directions from each other. Betsy, pull your elbows a little lower to your hips. Get your elbows down a little bit more here. You're up here, just to get a little more upper back. You want a nice pristine L. You want to feel that upper back. So think about as you start your row, your shoulder blade moves towards your mid back. So retract or pull your shoulder blade in, and then row. And this one, when you start to feel your arms take over, that's a good time to take one of those quick rests. Everybody feeling their upper backs? Fire up those upper backs.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be sitting at a desk a lot today, and we've talked about this, that's your shelf for your neck. You start to feel your neck, that's a good time to stop. I think Vicky's kind of tweaking her neck out there a little bit. Tongue on the roof of the mouth will help too. That'll shut your neck down when you're doing this. So if you feel like your neck's kicking in too much, try putting the tongue on the roof of your mouth. A little neurological trick. Okay, the next thing we'll do is I'll start moving into the next one here. It's called a V up. I'm going to start here. Arms are going to be over the head, legs straight. I'm going to be slightly elevated here. I'm going to engage my abs. I'm going to come up, bring my chest towards my knees. My arms are coming outside my knees. Come back slow, extend and hold, up. And I'm just pausing here a little bit at the bottom, so I'm using my muscles, not my momentum. So come back as far as you can. We're gonna do these slow and controlled. This one's only 25. We're just gonna do 25 of these. These are pretty tough. So do them nice and
Your
slow.
feet go straight out at the bottom, Eric?
Yeah, but don't completely relax. So you wanna keep your arms and legs kind of hovering like this at the bottom. So once your shoulder blades touch, that's a good cue, is that's how far you need to go back. Don't completely relax. So you want to keep constant tension. So we're doing 25 of these. How's it feeling, Vicky?
Hard.
Good. You'll see kind of why 25, if you do these right, is pretty good. Everybody looks like they're doing a good job with these. Lehman's got their dog to add an extra challenge.
Get out of here.
He's very helpful, I can tell. least he's not barking like my dog. My dog will come in the middle of my virtuals that I do at home and start barking.
Yep.
Good. Try to straighten those legs out a little more at the bottom if you can there, Scott.
Okay.
You want to try to get your body as long as you can control it. If you can't, if you get out that far and you feel your lower back or you feel like you lose your stability, that's too far. So you got to kind of play a game. How long can I get my body out? Full extension, great, but this is your first workout in a while, so don't worry about it. Just as long as your abs are getting challenged, that's what we want to do. Okay. Once you've completed that, your next one's going to be bench dips. So you need a chair or something sturdy. Have your legs at 90 degrees here. Heel of your hand, reel your shoulder blades back a little bit. So you're not just, your shoulders aren't forward, so I want to pull my shoulder blades back, and I'm going to come to 90 degrees, and then drive my elbow straight at the top, 90 degrees, elbow straight. Treat these like push-ups, where you're gonna go not to complete failure, because any of the push muscles, just like push-ups, once you hit failure, it's gonna be a long road there. So about 2 to 3 reps shy of your failure, that's when you want to stop. So make sure you try to get to 90 using those markers, and then straighten them all the way out.
Eric, is there an alternative?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we did this for you last week.
Yep.
Just take your tubing, Vicky.
Yep.
Just tie it low, and then we'll do the extensions that we did last week. So I'm gonna get down here, lower to the camera here. So 90 degrees, and you just pull straight. So tuck your elbows up like this. Yep, there you go. So you'll go 50 of those.
How
Perfect.
many of these?
50, 5-0. Burn up those triceps. 90 degrees to straight. How those arms feeling, Lehman's?
Good. They're burning. Whew.
That working, Vicky?
Yeah.
Just keep your elbows locked up a little bit here. Don't let your elbows move. Don't just move your forearm. Think about only move your forearm. So tighten those elbows, kind of squeeze them into the side. Get a little better isolation on those triceps. And pull them all the way straight and squeeze them. Okay, once you're done there, we're gonna do one more for the legs. We're gonna stagger our feet, and we're gonna do a split squat. So we're gonna do 25 each side. So I want you to come down slow, pause, drive up. You can hold some light dumbbells if you want, or just body weight, pause, up. So take a nice slow tempo. I'm gonna shoot my hip back, my knees right above my ankle, drive through my front foot, my big toe, pinky toe, and heel. My back foot needs to come up. Try to get this thigh parallel. 25 each side. Nice slow tempo, so when you come down, kind of float down, pause, and then push yourself back up. I like hands on hips because that kind of helps me police my posture so my shoulders don't start to fall forward. Nice and slow. You kind of drive back at a little bit of an angle. Extend that knee out. You're not going to hyperextend it, but extend it. Good. When you get down here, we want to feel like there's no muscle left behind. Every muscle's been touched here today. Plus, when we do upper to lower, that's good for your circulatory, your cardiovascular system. It just moves blood around the body, which is good for heart health and also for fat loss too. So. Good. And once again, like the squats, I want to feel a mix of front of the thigh, but also feeling your glute working a little bit here too. Probably maybe tell which leg's a little weaker than the other one. That's why it's good to do these called unilateral things to really make sure we don't get too far apart. Once you've completed that, you're going to take a light piece of tubing. This is option 1. We did these last week. We're going to pull out to a T, squeeze your shoulder blades. This is option 1. We're going to do 50 of these. Now option 2, if you don't have a light piece of tubing, you can take some light dumbbells. And we're going to do bent flies for 50. Hold it up here, let it down slow. Those are your 2 options. On the pull apart, sometimes you'll start to feel your neck. So once again, you want to make sure you put the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Lock the elbows out. Good. You want to feel the upper back, rear shoulders doing the work here.
How are we doing, Eric?
What's that?
You doing 25 or?
50.
Okay.
50, yep. We're doing lots of volume here. Yeah, just roll those elbows back. You guys look like you're doing a good job. You should feel those rear shoulders. Nice try, Scott. 25. Come on now. I do have clients that do that. They always try to catch me in the rep scheme. How many are we doing again? 12? No, 15. After 25 plus years, you know all the tricks, right?
Oh, wow. Woo.
All right, so your last one you're going to do, these guys did this last week, the grand finale. We're going to get a little more ab work. Hands on the side of the head. We're extending out. We're doing cycling bicycle crunches here. We got to go 50 a side. So this one's going to take you a few chunks to get there. This is our last exercise, and then we're going to do some stretching. Make sure with the bicycles, we're extending completely out. Point the toe on the extending leg. And you want to you don't want to go too slow. It'll kind of, in a sense, drag. Alternating sides.
Oh, my arms aren't working.
We're done with them, Betsy, so that's okay. Try to extend that leg all the way out. Push it all the way out as you turn 50 aside. Vicky, are you alive? You look like you're dead.
I'm alive.
I just didn't know if we had to call 911 or something there. Kind of laying there like, I've had enough.
This it makes me dizzy to do the
What'd you
back
say?
and forth. So
Those abs should really be talking to you now. As if this wasn't hard enough, Scott, you got your dog sitting on you.
Now I move finally. He's trying to help me out.
Very helpful.
you can come.
Good. You done, Vicky?
I am.
Awesome.
Yeah, with that. Oh,
Scott and Andrea, you're done?
yeah.
All right, well, wait, Betsy's just got to be pretty close here, too, it looks like. We'll go through a little stretch just to cool you down.
Okay, I'm
All
back.
right. So you can do this either some different options. You have a ball or a bench. You can go from seated, toes back, chest up. We're going to just lean forward. If I don't have a ball or bench, I can just do it from standing here, which I believe that you've been doing, Vicky. So just push the hip back, keep the chest up. I'm going to move my thing up here a little bit. Or just, if I'm standing, I'm just pushing back here, but my chest should look like this. It should be chest out, straight back. It shouldn't be slouched forward, whichever version you're doing. Just get a nice light stretch in the hamstrings and calves. I want my leg completely extended. I can be sitting on a bench or standing with my legs extended. I'm leaning forward one leg at a time. Here we go. And then go ahead and switch legs. Okay, then what we're gonna do is you can use a bench or a chair or whatever you have. Elbows like this, 90 degrees. And I'm gonna come down and I'm just gonna lean down and stretch. So I feel my pec here. I'm just gonna lower myself into a pec stretch. My elbows on the ball or the chair, or the corner of the bed, whatever you got available. So we're gonna stretch the pec. Pecs typically get pretty tight. Just nice, find a nice mild to moderate tension to hold. And then with the same arm, what you're gonna do is take and extend out like this, thumb up. I'm gonna arch my back like a cat, and I'm gonna pull my hips this way, pull my arm this way. I wanna feel the lat stretching right here in the upper back on the same arm, and then we'll repeat that for the other side. Go ahead and do the pec on the other arm. Make that L coming in. Squeeze that down. Eyes should be focused on the floor. And then we'll switch over to the lat. Thumb up. Pulling your hips one way, pulling your arm the other way, playing tug of war with this muscle here. Okay, let's go down to the ground. Pull your bottom knee up just for stability's sake. Grab your ankle here. If you can grab your ankle, that's ideal, not your foot. Pull your knee back and extend the hip forward like you're pushing it towards the camera here. You want to feel the front of the hip and the quad all the way down the front of the hip to the knee. Once again, keep the tension mild to moderate. You don't want to feel like you got to bite down on a piece of wood or something. Go ahead and switch sides. Flip it around. And then last but not least, we guys did this last week with the spinal twist. I'm going to take my right leg, make a tight cross. My legs are tightly crossed. I'm going to lay to the side, take my left hand, pull my knee down, pull my shoulder on this side down, getting a pull right through the hip and the low back. And then go ahead and switch sides. All right, nice job, guys. You are done. How's everybody feel?
That felt really good.
Yeah,
Good.
thank you.
Yeah, a little different format each week for you guys. Keep it interesting. And I am recording this workout, so if you like this style of workout, this will be recorded and put up on the Facebook group today, and then we'll probably put in an email too. So, all right.
Okay.
Everybody
Thank
have an
you.
awesome day. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks, Eric.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, go out and kill it today.
Got it. Take care.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.